Hello, wonderful LARP watchers, and welcome back to the super mega fun time Zoom-tastic Zoomy Thursday stream.
Yeah!
Hooray! I hope everyone's just heard the good news that we've got 3 more weeks of isolation.
Yes.
Yay!
At least.
Fantastic.
Hooray!
Yeah.
There's going to be more.
Yeah.
Not expecting anything else, really. So.
No.
Woohoo! Right. You might notice that we've got a very nice new frame.
Yeah.
Look at
Very
it.
sexy.
No longer does it look like we are just on Zoom, but we are almost professional with art and dice rollers and stuff. So I had the beautiful idea to make this, and I did it all by myself with no help from anyone, especially my good friend Saradia, who is in chat and will probably be on his way to my house to punch me right now.
That's illegal. That's not an essential journey.
That's not social
Yes.
distancing.
I think it is a necessary journey, though. I think it is necessary.
Is it
He
exercise?
did a really
That's
good
the
job.
question.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point. Yeah.
Next will be one punch. I think he's done a phenomenal job. So Saradia is an old photography friend of mine. So if anyone wants to do a photo shoot, my advice is keep your clothes on when you do a photo shoot with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you've made the sound
You've made
basically
that
alarming
weird
now.
That's the voice of experience talking.
I feel like that's a story for another stream at a later time.
He
That's
is
a late night
a
job.
considerably
You love after dark.
better graphic designer than myself, and I think he's done a phenomenal job.
It looks lovely.
We're going to make some changes for next week. Yeah, it looks really good. And then we've got the new character sheet, and then we've got the dice roller on, and then we've got the little Critic logo, because they give us dice, thank you, and the chat box. So I really like it. Any feedback on it, feel free to give us a shout, or anything you want us to change. If Simon gives me the okay, I'm sure we can give it out as well, if anyone wants it, or the character sheets as well. Right, let's get going. Have we got any other announcements?
Nope.
Oh, we're writing part 2
Of the
of
shard.
the Shard saga.
Spirit of the bear.
Don't give away what animal it's going to be.
That's literally
There
going to
may
be
be
on the
bears
front
involved.
cover.
It's a red herring. It's not actually a bear. It's actually
Spirit
a
of the red herring. No, that's chapter 3. It's literally just the
Hey,
entire
Leopard.
adventure is looking in the wrong places for things.
And it turns out to be a hawk or something at the end.
And the entire time we've been playing a D6 Star Wars.
These adventures write themselves.
Right. So yeah, we'll probably get that bit more work done on that this weekend, hopefully, with Matt, and my friend Jake is helping me with that as well. And we got the basic story. We just need to do how it's going to run. It's going to be a lot more open than the first game, with different ways for you to achieve things, and not so much on rails is the plan. Right, here we go. Let's go for it. It's late. It's cold. The mist is denser here than it has been in other areas of Barovia. You may feel more secure with the high walls, stone walls, around the town of Kresk, as you can look up and see the hillside with the mountain behind and the abbey sat up atop it. For some of you it brings back interesting memories. For others, more feral memories read. It's probably about 11 o'clock, somewhere in the region of that, and you find yourself where you have slept before, in the large barn opposite the Burgermeister's house. Can anyone remember the name of the Burgermeister?
On my papers, somewhere in another place.
All of our information is at Adam's house.
Yes. It's quite a nice excuse actually, for
Dimitri.
not remembering.
It is indeed Dimitri.
Yay.
Who got that?
That was Johnny.
Johnny.
Alright, that's right, Johnny.
So I had to go to my mind palace, go to my book.
Your mind.
And
I'm carefully not speculating on what that looks like.
Chaos.
For those of you who remember, he did have 3 children, but over the years, all 3 have failed or died. Most recently being his youngest son. Him and his wife have always their sort of the line of the Burgermeisters has always been in their family. Also with you, Casimir. He's kept watch at the gate or the door to the barn, and hasn't really stepped in too much since you've been in there. Can everyone just give me a brief description of how they are in the barn, please? Are you relaxing? Are you on edge? Are you chatting amongst yourselves? We'll start with Elian.
Elian will scramble up to the hayloft if the barn has one, and just kind of sit on the very edge, kind of dangling his legs off.
Nice.
Just chatting if people are staying awake. I mean, he is tired, but he doesn't really want to pass up social contact.
Bronwyn?
If people are not yet going to bed, she would be sort of hovering in the doorway, sort of kind of on guard. Not obviously, but just sort of just keeping an eye out, watching everyone, what they're doing, on alert.
Okay. Nice. Red?
Red is still standing up and is sort of setting up to keep watch of the door. She knows Casimir's outside, but she doesn't trust him. So she's going to set up a secondary watch.
As much watching Casimir as watching
Exactly.
what's going on out there. I like it. Jakul?
Jakul is basically taking off his armor and clothes and stuff and kind of just preparing and washing everything and making everything nice and clean and, cleaning himself off as well.
I didn't realise how strong Jakul is. He's like suns out, guns out, isn't he?
He is strong.
Johnny?
Going to be in the kind of almost like to the back, kind of keeping to as much shadow as possible and just watching everyone.
Has he ever experienced anybody sort of relaxing and having a nice night?
So he doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know what people are doing, basically, so he's just watching everyone. Trying to remember what to do, basically.
Brilliant. Right, that's everybody then. Oh, Constance.
Rude.
How is Constance? She's breaking the fourth wall and just staring into no.
Constance is kind of in a bit of a contemplative mood after the conversation with Elian, and just sort of wants to keep herself to herself tonight. And were we taking first watch, or was that something we didn't actually discuss?
We didn't discuss
You didn't
it.
discuss it.
I think she's ready to stay awake for a little bit longer and doesn't necessarily want to isn't really in the mindset to be able to sleep well right now.
And if you remember, Sir Istevald, the purple dragon, had said good night to you because the Burgermeister had let him stay in his house.
Because he's legitimate,
so
unlike us.
He's old and arthritis.
And he's actually helping the town properly.
Yeah. He's just causing problems and blowing up gazebos.
Yeah.
As you're all kind of in there, the door swings open. A hooded figure, all the way over his head with the wax cloth, steps inside. You can see a little bit of just sort of dampness running down the sheen on his cloak all the way to the floor. And as he walks in, calmly walking in beside him, is his horse as well.
Oh yeah, it's stables, isn't it?
Yeah.
Casimir carefully and slowly takes some time to undo the saddle, the bags, brush the horse down properly. And the horse just stands there, allowing him to do this. There's not so much of a neigh or a whimper from him. And you can hear... Everyone give me a little perception. We'll have our first roll of the night.
20. Oh, crit.
Ooh. 15.
Wait, what did I
We
just
got a
click?
crit as well.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I clicked performance. Good work,
Constance got
me.
critical perception.
Yep.
Sorry, three of us get crit.
There we go. 16.
What?
Cassia was holding you back.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So, Constance and Red, you can hear him in this very softly spoken. It's Elvish that he's talking into the horse in, but like a sister language to Elvish. So, do either of you understand Elvish? No. You'd recognise some of the words, not their meaning, but you know when you've just heard another language and someone says Guten Tag, you would recognise that, and he's just this very softly, almost poetic, as he's talking constantly to this horse in this very, very hushed voice. And Bronwyn, do you speak Elvish?
I'm an elf. Yes.
I'm Welsh. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean.
It is a poem that he's saying to it. You don't recognise it.
Okay.
If there's almost a song-like quality to it, and you can't hear all of the words, but he is, as he's going through this, almost like Grigori chant type thing, as he's with the horse. It's basically a poem about the greatest horse who ever lived.
Oh.
And he's comparing his horse to that, basically, as he slowly completes taking all the saddles and the bridle and everything off it. Red and Constance, as you're looking at the horse, there are fresh wounds on it from today. This horse has been in combat today, for sure, 100%. Bronwyn, you'd probably see that as well with your 19. Now that he's fully brushed it down, you can see Casimir spending some time looking at those areas as well. And you'd very easily be able to put together that if Casimir's horse has been in combat, the chances are Casimir has been in combat as well.
Yeah.
If a werewolf was to bite another animal other than human, would that thing get infected in some way?
Some creatures can get affected by lycanthropy, yes.
Okay.
But it's not very common.
Okay. I have not noticed.
When we when we were
Sorry, go
messing
on.
around with the stupid dragon, and all the other horses got exploded by the stupid things that happened and everything, and I remember that Casimir managed to keep control of his horse, but he didn't get involved in the combat at any point in the route, did he?
No, but he got attacked by wolves on the way. When we
You
headed
fought a
past him.
direwolf.
Yeah, he
Oh,
fought a
he did.
direwolf.
Okay.
While he was running away.
Oh, of course. Yeah, of course.
Is there anything anyone wants to do? He finishes taking care of his horse. Red, you would be able to see, and Bronwyn as well, you'd be able to see that he is attention to detail and the time and effort that there is now a light sweat on Casimir from like complete care that he has just taken of this animal.
Right. Red's just gonna huddle, standing next to the door. She's gonna have a spear out ready, and is gonna take up a watch.
Okay.
If no one objects particularly, I'll inform our allies about the events of today, so they know.
Yeah, that's a good plan.
Okay. Do you have a way of sending off a message?
Yes. Now, I think, if it works, I can create a sending. I think.
You
well,
expect people to come here to you in the night?
Mm,
Who are these allies?
No, they have other things to be doing, but they should know about,
They will want to know.
and they should know about Hesia just in case that thing tries to cause trouble.
yes.
Elian will start to sing very quietly, and in front of him, he kind of builds up, like with tiny motes of light, he builds up a kind of a see-through image of himself, almost like a little kind of wireframe. And then he leans into it and speaks a message, and it splits in two and kind of shrinks down and vanishes off in two separate directions. And
Nice.
I will cast Sending twice, once for Baron Vargas and once for Erwin. And I will say, Gabriel is dead. Hesia has been possessed by a dark power and is lost. You must not trust her. You can respond with 25 words.
That's cool.
Nice.
He
That's a cool
probably spent quite a long time counting on his fingers and mouthing words before he actually got out.
Cool. So,
Does anybody expect anyone else to join us here tonight?
No.
We don't expect anyone, but it's always best to stay on guard.
Bronwyn is going to take 4, just like plain simple, nothing special about them, arrows from her quiver, and put 2 into the ground just outside the door, 2 on each side of the door. And she is casting, what is it called? Cordon of arrows. So as she does this, she basically focuses in one at a time on everybody in the room. So Jakul, Red, Constance, Casimir, Elian, very explicitly not New Gabriel.
Nabriel.
Everybody else as she's doing this. And basically when it's cast, if anybody other than the people she basically chooses and designates as safe goes through that cordon, those arrows will just spring up and stab them.
Ooh,
That's
So-
cool.
that's cool.
nice.
Everybody
really cool.
in the party is basically guarded, but if Nubriel tries to go out, he's going to get 3 arrows in him.
Do you explain?
Yes, she will. Hang on, I'm just doing the D&D Beyond bit to spend the slot.
That's fine. You got time. Do it in a minute.
Yeah, she'll explain. This is a ward. It will keep us safe in here tonight. No
Useful.
one who is foe will come through without getting several arrows.
We are in the town, so maybe we should be careful not to.
Any
harm
member of the
anyone
town
in
who
the
chooses
town.
to come in here in the middle of the night.
We could put something
Fair
in
enough.
front of the door so they can't accidentally come in.
You just bar the door. It's a stable, I assume. There's a latch on it.
That's a cool spell.
And it is cool.
Nice.
I'll be staying up to watch for the first shift at least. I suggest the rest do the same as well. We can't afford to get lazy now.
Yeah, I'll take the first
I-
one.
Yeah, I think we need some rest. Proper rest.
Yeah. As you get ready to sleep, Elian, you get a message back. Let me do my best, Baron Vargas. Whiskey poisky. Yes, he spoke in a bad, slight Russian accent, but not too far. I am sorry to hear about Gabriel. Stay safe. The defense will be built. Vargas.
Doesn't care about Hessia.
one cares.
No, he really didn't. Like, he knew Gabriel because Gabriel did all the shape-shifting stuff and all that messing
Yeah.
around. And then, not long after, you get a message back from
Owen.
Owen. I hope you are safe, brother. Father allowed me entrance. Speak soon, Owen.
Both my brother and the Baron have responded. It seems things are all right at the winery and in Vallaki for the time being.
Good. Go to sleep then.
Yeah, I'm going to. Good night, all. See you in the morning.
Good night,
Good night.
Marion.
Who wants the second watch?
I can. I will.
Good.
Casimir says, I will rest first, and then after 4 hours, maybe slightly more, I shall keep watch.
Elves
Carla
agree.
laughs that one.
We only need 4 hours sleep.
Oh,
Mm.
that's good to
Pretty
know.
nice.
Thing.
Rest now. And you see he kind of goes to sleep and his horse has a little snooze next to him.
Cool.
First watch, Red.
Yep.
It's very quiet in the town. In the distance, you do hear the telltale signs of werewolves, but miles off.
Yeah. She'll still sort
hear the
of prick her
occasional
ears
howl.
up at every sound.
Yeah, you can hear, if you keep watch for 2 hours, once a patrol of guards goes past and you can hear 2 people. They're not particularly quiet, just gentle chit-chat amongst themselves. But that's it.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
When her time's up, was it Constance who's going to do second? Yeah, she'll sort of very quietly go over to Constance and quite gently wake her up.
Thank you.
And then she'll go and curl up in her cloak, so it just looks like a little mound of red fabric. Yeah,
With a hat on.
like just like, you know how cats look when they're all curled up, like that.
Love it. Constance? Again, one patrol of guards comes past. Not much, just general chit-chat. And again, you'd probably hear a couple of howls in the far, far distance. But that's all.
Standard Barovian night then.
Standard Barovian night. Before you finish your watch, Casimir gets up. And he just nods to you. Rest. You'll need your strength tomorrow. And he opens the door and stands just outside.
Yeah, I find a reasonably comfortable nook.
Yeah.
Take off some of my armour.
It's
Do the chainmail
Yep.
wiggle.
Bronwyn. You can get up now if you want to. It's up to you.
She'd, I think, elves sort of have a sort of semi-conscious trance rather than being in full sleep. So I think Constance speaking to Casimir and heading off would be enough to make her aware it was her turn, so she'd get up and come and stand sort of just inside the doorway so she can see out. Just watching.
You hear a voice after an hour or so from the other side of the door. If I were you, I would hide your ears. For if he sees them,
Is that Casimir?
Yep.
You,
As you look, you can see him just outside. He's not turned his head towards you. You're aware that he's there. He's aware that you're there.
nice, my kind of guy. When you say he,
Trust me here. The owner, the lord of these lands.
the one they call Strahd.
The one they call Strahd.
I thank you for your counsel, brother. She has
Our
like
races are similar. Our races are similar, but just slightly too different.
What do you mean?
Others have tried.
Are you always so
Anyway.
cryptic?
Even after all of these years, to talk of that day is not something I do lightly. My advice is to hide your ears. Do not speak your native tongue around him. Do not let him know that you understand it.
She has
If any of your friends...
so she has like a leather hood which she will pull up.
Yeah. If any of your friends can hide what you are, I suggest you do. Perhaps Elian will be able to explain more.
You must forgive me, I've not been in this place long. I'm still learning the history, the stories.
Yes.
Where is it that you take them tomorrow?
Probable death. But we will try.
Well, I shall be at their side.
You give your allegiance so easily.
Not my
You owe
allegiance.
nothing to me.
There's no allegiance. They may be useful. I need to
Good.
see how they behave, how they work together, to see whether they are an asset.
You can trust Constance and Jakul. Their hearts follow the light. And if you ask for help, they will come.
The others?
The Martikov boy. No. He has left too many to die before. He cannot be trusted. The new creature that travels with them, whatever it calls itself, cannot be trusted at all.
You don't need to tell me that.
And the small one, she still mourns for losses.
She is
That is not...
Rash?
Yes. She is unpredictable. Anyway, I've said enough.
Why, thank you.
In the distance, quite far off, you hear another howl of a werewolf.
That's pretty commonplace, isn't it, for a Barovian night?
Yeah. The rest of the night goes without incident. You do hear guards travel past twice every couple of hours. They do a quick lap. You awaken in the morning, cold but refreshed. If anyone had exhaustion, you have lost a level. And you get back all your spell slots, all of your HP.
Yeah.
Is there a way of just doing a long rest?
Yeah. D&D
there's
Beyond
a
has
thing
a
at the top.
long rest button.
At the top, there's a long rest button, and you just press confirm, and it will reset everything.
It's super nifty.
Where is it?
Right at the
Right
top.
up at the top.
Under your, if you click your name, it brings up a little list. Oh yeah, or you can do it along the top. Sorry.
GG, man.
I can't do yours because I don't have any ability to.
Oh, what have I done? Stop it.
Of course, it's not on. I'm logged in on mine.
Okay.
I can click your buttons, but I can't
It's okay.
edit any of your stuff. To be fair, though, you
I did a long rest for you, Jacob.
you need it for your health, don't you?
Yeah.
Want-
Right.
Right.
Time to hit the road.
As you're preparing, the Burgermeister arrives with some ration packs for you. He's got enough for each of you to have 2 days worth of food. Probably not the tastiest, but it's better than nothing. So just make a gentle note of that. An extra 2 days of rations. If you take it off him, you don't have to. And then with him is Sir Istable in his full armour. No helmet though. Constance, a word, if you may.
Yeah. Privately
He
or
kind
here?
of does. He does the same thing that he did the night before, where he kind of looks around to make sure no one else can hear, and lowers his voice like half an octave.
We can still hear you. Either talk quieter or go further.
I'll
I've never-
guide him outside a little bit.
I've never been one for secrecy.
We can tell.
I spoke to the good Burgermeister here on where you are being led by this elf,
Yeah.
Casimir.
Do you have advice for us?
It is rumoured that no one has ever been there and returned. As he says this, he kind of like stretches his shoulders and his back. You can see his big kind of droopy moustache.
Are you telling us not to go?
Of course not. You made an oath to this, Casimir. You must go. Otherwise, what sort of a knight, what sort of a paladin would you be?
So, is there any other information you can give us? Or is it just, it's a doomed expedition? Seems to be everything around here.
Take care. If we are to do this, sometimes there is a greater good. You must understand that. My strength and your strength, if we are to fight side by side against the Lord of this land, I am sure we will win. But me alone, or you alone, who can say? Come back to me, yes, Constance. And then we shall plan our campaign against this fiend. And we shall bring holy judgment to him.
My arm out for the sort of warrior handshake.
Yeah.
Super swole.
Look after Jakul. Keep him safe and out of harm's way.
I'll try.
And then with that, I am going to go and patrol around the town. Let any evil agents know that this town is now protected.
You want us to put out a challenge for you?
What sort of challenge do you have in mind?
No, I just mean, is it not enough for you to deal with the things that happen every night, or would you like a little more of a sort of tournament about it? The hardest, most difficult things. It's just refreshing to speak to somebody who's so forthright and confident in their abilities to defeat the things around here.
With Skydancer, their one hope is they can swarm me or surround me and take me to the floor. But while I am atop him, I almost feel sorry for my enemies. I shall see you in a few days, I am sure, Constance, and I am sure you will have a tale or two to tell me.
I do hope so.
He gives you a nod. Skydancer, you lazy horse, where are you? that was my horse impression, just in case anyone was wondering.
Excellent.
Big, fat, muscular, Shire horse type warhorse plods over with a shake of its head when it sees you and a little nuzzle as it comes and sees Sir Istavold. Just an hour or two, old friend, and then we'll come back. We'll see if there's any more people from last night, any stragglers. The horse gives a... as he hops on. You can see it's not easy for him. To, like, lift his right leg over the horse is a real challenge for him to get on. He's definitely, like, his right knee is just completely shot, pretty much. His right hip, whatever wiped him out on that side, and it wiped him out hard. Hops on, grabs his lance, gives you a nod, and off trots Sir Istavold to do a couple of laps of Kresk.
What a hero.
What a guy. I'm sure nothing horrendously bad will happen to him.
People don't last long here, do they?
You can see Casimir just like... We should leave early. We have a long way to go.
Agreed. What's the best path?
There is a shorter route, but it will take us a steeper way. I suggest we head the longest route, but it is arguably the safest.
How close will it come to... Is it Argynvoss? The Temple of the Silver Dragon?
Argynvoss.
1 second. I'll move back to the world map for you guys. We'll cross the river and the turn in after south. There's a small way. We'll go round and down near Yesterhill, but the other side of the Slavic... sorry, this is fucking Casimir. The other side of the Slavic woods. And then we shall start to climb. We shall need to go over the pass. An ancient mountain pass, which was once guarded, but has long fallen.
Who held it?
Barovia, in times long gone by.
Okay.
The whole mountain, the Selenka Pass, the entire mountain, all of it is cursed.
Cursed by what? Cursed with what?
It's like it. There are a lot of stories, but they all speak to it as being evil, the home of evil.
Are these the same mountains that the mountain folk once held?
They were mostly to the north, in the Balanox.
Before
This
Strahd
is-
wiped them out?
Yes, this is Mount Gakis. As far as I know, nobody's ever lived there.
Wow. We can't let a cursed mountain pass stop us.
Everything here is
Not.
cursed.
No, that's not fair. Or at least
Everything
not
that we
fair.
have encountered is cursed.
Name something not cursed here.
The winery,
Kresk? Cursed in some way. Cursed
How?
in another
How was
way.
it cursed? It was attacked by mad druids.
Yes, all perfectly normal people living there.
And Kresk, I mean, you weren't with us when we went up to the chapel on the top of the hill, but that was not the most uncursed place I've ever been.
No,
Nothing
that
to do with Diva there.
was very evil. It stank of it.
I
Cromwell is
don't,
looking at you all with ever increasing alarm.
I don't know
He
much
listens to all
about
of this.
the Abbey of St. Macovia.
Yes, well, the diva who was there was completely corrupted and taking Strahd's side.
Okay, so the Abbey of St. Macovia was cursed. I'll grant you that much.
Yes, it has been
We should
re-sanctified.
get moving.
Yeah, let's
We can
talk
talk
to
and
it.
walk. It's fine.
We have
Talk.
plenty of time to recount what has happened to us here.
Yes, we need to update our new companions as well. Or Bonwin. Don't know about Fabriel.
That's not
I don't
going to
need to go to the
work.
mountain.
What?
I don't need to go to the mountain.
Well, we're not leaving you here on your own.
What is it you actually want?
I have to kill these wolves.
Right, but you'll be better at doing that if we work together, right?
Work better in a pack. It's safer.
We're going to deal with the werewolf then when we come down from the mountain. So come up the mountain with us. Help us deal with whatever undoubtedly horrendous thing is at the top of it. And then go to the werewolf den with us. You'll be far more effective for working with us than you will for going on your own.
You knew Gabriel.
Yes.
I guess I should learn about him, or myself, as it were.
We can tell you about Gabriel. You are going to need another name, though. I'm not calling you Gabriel.
And
What if
maybe
you... Sorry?
the mountain may have a name for me.
Yes, the home of evil.
Well, we should probably go then.
Yes. Let's
The
get our
faster we
things
get
together.
going, the faster we can get this sorted.
Yeah. Suiting up, gathering all the stuff together.
Yeah.
We can recount our tales to the two of you as we travel, or the three of you. Update as much as we can.
I like hearing stories.
Yes. Not all pleasant, but mostly surviving stories.
You head out.
Yeah.
You make your way through the town. The Burgermeister, short, squat, stocky man, big hat on. You remember he's bald underneath it. Just gives you a wave.
Yeah.
Stay safe up there.
Go
Yes.
to town well. Keep them safe.
And if you go near the vineyards, perhaps you could bring us something back on your way.
If we get the chance, I'm sure.
We'll consider it.
Goods, goods. You make your way out. The two guards, Ivan, who you recognise, both give you a wave from the top, and then as you go out, the doors are shut behind you. Again, you've got this clearing around Kresk, an unnatural clearing where they've pushed the woodlands back. The cold, stiff breeze is coming in, but the mist around it swirls unnaturally. If you make your way down into the sort of dead ancient forest along the path here, it's very easy to pick up the tracks from where wagons are brought in through the wet ground once you start making your way into the woodlands towards the river. It is chilly down here, up here, sorry. And as you sort of start heading down on foot, Casimir is just gently riding on his horse nearby. My advice is to set a fast pace. We do not want to be outside.
Fast pace makes sense as long as we don't exhaust ourselves before we face anything up ahead.
And remember that you all can run far faster than me.
Can you not do that wolf trick?
Trick. Another trick.
Or horse, or eagle. Something.
I could. There's only a limited amount of time I can do it for. So make the most of it. As she says that, she'll beast form into the dire wolf, and will run on forward.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah.
The rest of you, what sort of pace are you setting?
As fast as we can go without exhausting ourselves, I guess.
So, normal.
Normal pace, yeah.
I know what my constitution's like.
Yeah,
It's up to you. So you can go normal speed, you can go forced march. What kind of pace are you hitting?
We do periods of forced march to try and make good time when we're on the flat and
Yeah.
Pace down.
pace
when we're on
ourselves a little bit more for later on.
Yeah, when we're on the hilly areas.
Red's going to keep sort of like running forward to check the way, and then sort of pacing back to check it back in on them.
yeah. Likewise, I'll be heading forward, kind of like scouting, waiting, letting people catch up, heading forward.
Okay. The first hour, you make pretty good time. You know this trail very well. You make it out of Kresk. You've got coming sort of downhill towards the river and then over the bridge. You see the turn-in to go south to go to the Wizards of Wine. Casimir is disappearing on his horse and flashing, and you'll see him come every sort of 15-20 minutes.
Very daring.
We're two different species. You've already said that.
I guess he's still guiding us, though, in the right way.
Yeah. As you get to sort of on your way back to Valaki, from going over the bridge, he's there and he points you towards a road south.
Okay.
This road does not look well travelled at all. You can see the trees are very close to the road and come all the way over the top of it. The forest is hugging it, and in various places there's fallen trees and logs across the road. You wouldn't want to be here on a wagon. It's slower going down this bit fisher.
Mm. Yeah. Red will carry on running ahead. She really likes this kind of terrain.
Yeah, you're probably quite enjoying it.
Hey.
Do you know this route at all, Elian?
No. Sorry. I mean, no. Because this only really leads one place, and that is a place that sane people don't go.
Well,
Unless
congratulations.
Everyone must go there.
required to by circumstance, he says, looking at Casimir.
Red, can you give me a perception, please?
Yes, I can.
Go on, Red. Don't be crap. Go on.
16.
Oh, that's not bad.
All right.
Hey.
Nice. Yeah.
Is it sound or sight?
Oh, if it's sight or sound, I get an advantage.
Yeah, Johnny, do you want to roll as well?
I'll do it again.
Is this a looking through the forest perception?
16.
Yeah, it's people who are scouting ahead at the moment.
Can I?
Red. He gets closer to you than you would like.
Who does?
You can see large man. Would he shoot you?
I am a direwolf, so I'm
Encouraging.
pretty huge.
I rolled an 18.
Okay. As you're a good distance ahead of the others, you can see in the distance, watching you, a hunter who you recognise. You pick up his scent. It's hidden, and hidden very well, but you pick it up on the air. And as you search and look for him, you can see hiding in some undergrowth, very large bow, 3 fingers out, very large barbed arrow on it, Yavengi,
No.
the hunter from the Blue Water Inn.
My boy.
Yeah, she'll clock him.
He's eyeballed you for sir, and he's just watching you,
She'll watch
and
him
he's
back.
now aware that you've seen him.
She
Nice, Jim.
will sit down on her hindquarters.
Okay, he looks at you confused for a second, but he's not like approaching you at all. He's staying.
Yeah, she's just going to sit down, but all the weight is in her back legs in case she does need to spring forward.
Yeah. The others would probably catch up by this point.
I was
You
out
would
front
see...
as well. Did I?
Oh, okay. Yeah, you would see this chap. Red spotted him first, and then Bronwyn, you see this large hulking hunter, sort of wet hair slipped down his face, quite long, quite straggly, definitely receding, quite a heavy beard, maybe in his 40s, quite a big chap. Lots of furs on him. Yeah, you see all the telltale signs of a man who lives outside and outdoors.
Can I try and sneak round behind him?
Yeah, give me a stealth check, please.
23.
Yeah. Let me see
I'm
if he
a
can...
stealthy boy.
He is actively looking up. No. Yeah. You can get... It depends how close you want to get, but you're pretty sure he's not seeing you as you get round behind him.
I don't want to reach out to him or anything, just so that if things become violent, I'm in place behind him and he doesn't know I'm there, basically, preparing.
Okay. The others you would catch up. He's just watching you at the moment, Red. He's not sure what to make of you at all.
Yeah.
You would see Red just sat in the middle of the road.
And, like, she'll very clearly be staring at a particular spot.
You hungry?
She'll look back and growl at Elian. And then sort of flick her muzzle towards where she was looking.
He would eyeball all of you, and you see he's not got it like tight, but you can see he just lets that bowstring go a tiny little bit. He's got it kind of almost like a quarter drawn-ish. He just gives you a nod.
Yevgeny, you're far out.
He'll stop making his way down. I travel all of these roads now.
How far?
Where do you travel to?
We're going up the Cursed Pass.
Huh. Goodbye.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure we're coming back.
Ha! Yes.
Bet you a gold we're coming back.
It's a poor bet for him. If we don't come back, how are we going to pay him?
Don't necessarily have to point this out.
I will take the money now.
See, I blame you for this, Jakul, he says, pulling out a coin and flicking it in Yevgeny's direction.
He puts it in his little pouch.
How far up have you been? Anything we should know?
No. Everyone knows to avoid that place.
Yes. Is Casimir in sight at this point?
Nope.
Almost everyone knows to avoid this place.
You have a long way to go.
Yep.
I do not recommend being outside at night. The land is angry.
Elian looks roughly like Yevgeny has just said, I recommend drinking when you're thirsty or eating when you're hungry.
He gives you a nod. You can see in his quiver, Bronwyn, you'd notice this, that the fletching on a lot of his arrows is different. It's not just one type of fletching that he's using. Well, I highly doubt I shall see you all again, and those who I do see, I doubt will be the same.
Thank you. We'll see you again then.
Yeah, to claim my 2 gold.
Good. Right. Goodbye.
Yeah. Red.
And with that, he's off on his way.
Yeah. Red will continue running down the path.
Yeah.
She'll
Bronwyn,
come out of the woodland back onto the path.
Can I ask you something while you're with us?
Me?
So you're a werewolf hunter, right?
Amongst other things.
What kind of other things?
Anything that is unnatural, anything that shouldn't be.
Can you define unnatural?
Werewolves, beasts, undead.
So you've met other werebeasts other than werewolves?
I've been around a long time. I've met most things.
And are they Are they all evil?
Mostly.
I mean, can you think of a circumstance where there would be a were creature that you wouldn't try and slay?
Adam, would I have ever come across anything like Elian before?
Alien is unique.
You would know there are were creatures out there which are not inherently evil.
Okay.
It is up to you whether you've seen... Yeah, you've definitely come across werewolves. Yeah. There are certain were creatures which are very good. And there are certain were creatures which are incredibly lawful.
Okay, sure.
But not all of them. So same as werewolves, not all of them are evil.
Yeah. It's not... It's the heart that I care about. Whether the heart is evil. Whether the intentions are evil.
Oh, okay.
Whether they cause suffering. Whether they are monstrous.
Right. That makes sense. And is reassuring.
What sort of pace are you hitting at the moment?
Normal.
Yeah. Red will be continuing running forward to scout out what's ahead and then checking back with them.
The next hour goes without incident. You're still in the woodlands. You're making reasonably good time. As you head further south, you can start to see more and more of this large mountain approaching. You're going down the sort of side of it, and sort of, so as you're going south, you look to your left and you can sort of see up the mountain, but you've not actually started going up the mountain yet. You're just kind of going down and along it. Casimir hasn't started to push up, but he is travelling with you all of the time now. He doesn't leave your side.
Mount Gakis, the cursed mountain. Why are we going there?
Because somebody made an oath to help Casimir.
Sure, but Casimir, why do you want to go there?
I shall tell you once we go past the pass. I shall tell you.
Okay. Okay.
You will need to be more honest with us soon, Casimir. We can't keep just taking your word for it.
I understand that. Then, once we start to climb, I will tell you.
Fine.
If you want to turn back, you may turn back.
Fine.
Anyone?
We just need to know if we are going to die up here in the cold, then we need to know what we're dying for.
Yes. We will start to climb soon. I suggest we eat and then we push hard.
Okay.
You stop for food. It's the rations from Kresk, shall we say?
Yeah.
It's nice enough. They've got their own little gardens around the inside of Kresk, which means the population of Kresk cannot be anywhere near as high as it should be, but they don't have to leave the town at all because they just grow everything inside. You eat. Casimir eats very quickly. And then as soon as he's finished, We must push on, I'm afraid. Are you ready?
Adam, are we at the mountain now?
You are indeed. You're like at the path where it starts to climb, and you can see this path starting to climb and weave its way up.
Can I use... How do you say that word?
Grim psychometry.
Can I use my grim psychology? So when I basically can... I have advantage on history checks, and I glean information that leans towards more sinister influences of the past and sometimes convey visions of previously unknown stuff that's happened on this mountain.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
Give me a d20.
I get advantage on history checks. 10 and 21. 21. Do you want me to ping what I've got over?
Is that a crit?
That's a crit, yeah. That's what I've used. Oh, it doesn't come up. That's a shame.
No, that's fine.
I have a supernatural talent to discern the history surrounding the places touched by evil.
As you touch it, what would you see from here? So it's the mountain.
The mountain
that you're doing it on,
yeah.
Isn't it? Just thinking for a second. Bear with me. You would see you see the mountain in a black and white vision, and it's like an infrared image of the mountain, so it's very high key and everything's white from where you stood. As you kind of touch it and focus in, you start to see like a spread of darkness coming over it, like a black ooze. And at first you think, oh, it must be coming from Ravenloft or Strahd. But it's not. It's coming from the mountain itself. And you see it slowly kind of oozing, like trickling oil down the mountain, and it getting darker and darker and coming towards you.
Or step off the mountain.
Yeah, as it's approaching. Yeah, you break it. And as you step back, your vision then returns to normal.
There's darkness on this hill, on this mountain. And it consumes the whole of it. I just saw a vision. I don't know if it was a memory of mine or a memory of someone else's, or a memory of Gabriel's, where you said that you have not been here. But I've just had a vision of darkness, like an oil making its way down the mountain.
Which
Thick,
is meant to be
like
cursed.
blood.
It is cursed.
That would probably do it.
You are already aware this is not a nice place to be.
But the evil is spreading from this mountain, not from the castle that you keep going on about.
There's more than one evil thing in Barovia.
We need to move.
Okay.
We have a long way to go.
Yeah. All the way up there.
How many hours have we been travelling?
It's probably about 1 o'clock
When did we
right
start?
now. At first light.
Cool. So Red will have to change back.
What time of the year is it?
Yeah, Red's back as a halfling,
Okay.
so she'll be a bit slower now.
Let's go. Casimir again hops on the back of his horse, and they start making their way up.
Elian, you
Yes.
know these lands, don't you?
Yes. Well, I mean, this specific land, some, but I'm Barovian. I grew up here.
A question for a question, then. Casimir spoke last night to me. Strahd has some particular enmity with elves, I believe, if I took his meaning correctly. But he said you were the person to speak to about it.
Yes. Do you mind if we practice my Elven?
By all means.
I apologise. My accent is probably going to be atrocious. And Elian will kind of switch to slightly halting, like Elven. Like he's read it more than he's spoken it. There is one. Elves come in different groups, right?
Yes, I suppose. Yes.
I
I am a wood elf. I believe Casimir is dusk.
Yes, he is a dusk elf. All of them are. Or there are only dusk elves here in Barovia.
Sorry, 1 second, Catherine.
Would I know that? Sorry.
You have never heard.
No. Okay. Sorry.
You've not seen a dusk elf before. You don't know of dusk elves.
Fair enough. Sorry. Ignore that. Oh. Casimir is like nothing I have seen before.
You are like nothing I have seen before. There is one group of elf in Barovia, and they are the dusk elves. And then we'll switch back to common at that point. This is well before my time. Human generations ago, the Dusk Elves did something to anger Strahd. I don't know what. They don't talk about it. I mean, that's not saying much. Casimir doesn't talk about anything. But they did something to anger Strahd, and he systematically hunted down and killed every last living female dusk elf that he could find. And then he left the rest of the fruit on the vine to wither and die.
That makes sense with what he said last night.
What did he say last night?
It makes sense now.
Oh, it's an Elvish trait. Okay.
And she's gone off into the distance.
What is the
Scouting.
Elvish for bye?
You've got into the situation now where there is one path going up, and you can maybe go 2 or 3 abreast. What sort of formation are you travelling in?
Go at the front.
I'll take up the back.
Yeah, Red will be the slowest, so she'll be towards the back.
Elian will keep pace with Red. Just an arrow knocked on the bow, not drawn, but ready.
Then I guess I'm in the middle then, about.
Yeah, I guess.
Constance?
I'd like to be towards the front, but I'd also like to be able to keep an eye on this one. So I think I might encourage him to sort of go towards
I'm going to be so much more. I'm going to be more forward because I've got 40 foot of movement, so I'm faster than all of you.
No, I'm 40 as well.
You're
With
40 as
the
well.
same, yeah.
Yeah, I'll be at the front. I'm not covering my mouth. I'm my beard. There's a difference.
Yeah, well, if he's happily at the front, then
Yeah, I'm
I'm
happily
going
at
to
the
be just
front.
behind him so that I can keep an eye on the path and on him.
Yeah, I'd have half an eye on Johnny as well if he was like at my side.
On old question mark over here.
Yeah. Unknown as he's currently called on the character sheet.
Stalking. Yeah. Stalker's prowess. So I've kind of got like, I'm kind of like keeping an eye on everything around me, including everybody else, because I don't trust anyone. Also, I'm alert as well.
Oof.
Okay. One second. I just need to get a name. Okay. There's been interesting chat, Kitty. People are saying they would like to watch a one-shot or a podcast which is from the point of view of Hadrian.
Yeah.
It's like his adventures one-shot, goat campaign.
Can we just have it like whatever plane he's on when he's not here? The adventure he's having as he's probably getting sucked over to this plane.
Suddenly gets sucked over. No!
The reason he's so angry about vengeance is because he was just about to achieve it wherever he was, and he keeps getting
sucked out.
He was in the bath.
Yeah, he's got his family there.
Yeah. It's his son's birthday. Happy birthday to You promised me you'd be here for my birthday.
Did you at least get vengeance?
It's essentially Goat Larp, the RP, isn't it?
Oh my god, I genuinely would cry. It would be so fucking good.
We've been approached by a woman who owns a farm who genuinely wants us to run Goat Larp UK.
What?
For those of you
right, anyway,
who aren't LARPers, haven't heard of Goat LARP, it was a LARP that happened in Connecticut in the States where everybody who attended as a human who was there was the game makers for the LARPers who were the goats who live on this farm, and so literal actual goats were the LARPers. And the whole point was to create scenarios in which the goats were having a good time, and like all the rules were like don't fuck with the goats. Like they're just goats. They just want to have a nice time. Just like be nice to the goats.
Be mean to the
Be nice
goats.
to the goats. You're failing. And that was like, you know, it was it didn't win any LARP awards, and
That's wholesome.
but people recommended it for every single category in the UK LARP awards. It was great.
Amazing. Right. Legs burning. You're starting to make your way up the side of this mountain. To your left-hand side now is the main bulk of the mountain, and to the right, as you look down, as you're getting higher and higher, you can just see the mist swirling. And within about an hour of movement going up the mountain, you can no longer see the floor. All you can see is the mist, dense, swirling in unnatural ways. A few times, everyone give me a perception check, please.
I do my own.
Yeah, don't let Johnny roll your dice.
21.
Oh,
Critical fail.
fun when
Still
you're getting
me.
your yeah.
I'm genuinely doing so much better.
Crit.
13.
13 for me
Nice.
too.
Are you
24.
Okay.
I'm not in the woods anymore. I don't like it.
Bronwyn, whereabouts was your formation?
Up the front.
I'm
Out
up
the
front
front.
as well.
Okay.
The west where you want the fail
Johnny.
perception.
Yes.
As you're walking along, there's a point where you see Bronwyn is like staring intently down the mountain. As you can see these shapes move in Bronwyn, it almost looks like a serpent moving and wiggling through, as if you were looking at like the surface tension of the water. Johnny, you would see Bronwyn standing criminally close to the edge, going down.
It's been a short-lived character.
All because of perception.
It'll be fine. You'll bounce.
I would probably grab her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like you're too close to the edge.
There's like a start to it as you're just watching these shapes move through the mist, Bronwyn, and then all of a sudden, this sort of jolt as someone grabs hold of you and you're back on the mountain, and you look around and you look how close you are to the edge, and immediately want to take a step backwards.
Yeah, she'll jolt out of it. Sort of, yeah, as you say, step backwards and then just roughly shove unknown off.
The mist can be inviting, but you don't want to be in it, and definitely not fall from this height. I know you are agile, but I don't think you're agile enough to catch the ledge before you fall to your death. And he'd just carry on walking.
As you kind of spend 3 hours, 2 or 3 hours actually, sort of winding slowly up the mountain higher and higher, the wind starts to blast in now. It is seriously cold. Can anyone who thinks they have not got good protection against the cold give me a Constitution saving
People
throw,
who joined
please?
the party after you bought the nice clothes. Constitution.
Yeah.
16.
Yeah. Johnny?
Of course I would.
You're not built for this weather at all. And you can't feel your hands. You can't feel your feet. It is blisteringly cold up here.
How cold is it?
Like one...
Because I may just...
One level of exhaustion. One level of exhaustion as the cold is just sucking the energy out of you. It is seriously chilly.
How's Casimir looking?
He looks okay, actually. His horse looks
Not
cold. As you keep making your way further and further round the mountain, you start to head south again. And before long, you can't see it, but you can hear it. The sound of water far off moving. Can everyone give me a sense motive, please?
Insight.
Insight.
All right.
21.
28.
12.
21.
Yay!
What did you get, Gabriel?
I got 1. I don't know what motives are.
You took a little too much glee in that, Catherine. A bit too
It
much.
wasn't me, okay? It was not me.
You see Casimir dismount. Red, you would see that his horse, even though it's cold up here, looks knackered. It looks exhausted. It's been a couple of really hard days for it, and now this mountain plus everything, the horse looks really tired. As Casimir dismounts, this is past the furthest I've ever come. So now, there is something I must do, and then I will tell you what I can. Jakul, he looks very somber, and you get the distinct impression he is going to do something he doesn't want to do, and very bad.
He's gonna kill the horse, isn't he?
No!
Oh, no.
Not the only living thing he's ever cared about.
Not a good
He starts walking over towards his horse.
Casimir, can you not tell us what it is you are needing to do? Why is this something you feel you have to do?
You can hear him, Bronwyn, talking Elvish in this slow, easy, rhythmic, as he just nods to the horse. And Red, for a second, and the others, it's almost as if the horse nods back to him.
What are you?
As he says in Elvish, very calmly to it, "Thank you, old friend. You can go no further, and you will not make it back. We knew this." And again, you see the horse gently nod, and then almost lift its head up, as Casimir rams his sword deep into the chest of the horse, as it locks eyes with him for a second as he looks away. As he pulls the blade out, as the horse whines and falls sideways. It thrashes for a moment, but then stops very quickly. "Thank you, old friend. Now there is no way back. Only forwards."
Good God, man, why would you do such a thing?
Feet.
He could not come forwards with me, and he would not make it back.
Could you not have released him before we climbed this mountain?
No.
We wouldn't have made it. It was the kinder thing to do.
We could have... God. We were walking on foot. You could have left him in Kresk. You must now definitely tell us what the hell it is you're intending here.
Of course, we travel to somewhere known as the Amber Temple. It is ancient, beyond Barovia, beyond Strahd, beyond this land. I've heard tales of it. Deep inside the temple, it is said there is power. True ancient power. And the legends that have walked these mountains for as long as we have been here say that here they have the power to truly resurrect. They need no bone, no item of power, nothing from the person that was alive, just their name. And I plan to bring back my sister.
Excuse me.
Anyone? Or
Anyone.
or anything?
And anything.
What is the cost for this?
Good question.
I will gladly pay it.
Do you know what it is?
No.
Is it...
Do you know where this power comes from? Or
I've
who?
heard rumours.
What rumours?
So, the Amber Temple is said to be here long before Barovia was. The pass we are about to go over was created to stop anyone approaching. Or that's what it became, at least. Now, there is no cost too great for me.
But will it be a cost that you alone pay?
Excellent question.
I will not bring you into a bargain unwillingly. If you wish to share the cost with me, you are welcome. But understand that I shall pay the cost if I can.
Are you sure that this would work? The spirits of this land are held by Strahd, aren't they?
Not exactly. They are
They're trapped, yes?
trapped in this
That is why they
place.
can't escape.
Yes.
That is why he can't escape.
I don't know who you're speaking of, but they are trapped by the mists.
That's what Carvan wanted me to do.
What did Carvan want you to do, Red?
He wanted me to travel to the mountains to release something that was trapping the souls there.
Are they these mountains?
I can't remember.
Who is Carvan?
May well have been.
Carvan was one of the mountain folk.
Red, they lived to the north in the Balanox past the lake.
Yes, and he told me of a mountain to the south where souls were being trapped, a source of power or something that was keeping them there. Every soul that has died in Barovia and has been trapped for Strahd's little games.
See, there are many legends like this from the old ways, from the old people. I knew of Carvan. He was here before Strahd. And Strahd went to war with him, and he was the last who stood against him. He was the last who truly stood against him.
He gave me his spear.
Carvan wasn't in the realm of the lost souls.
He was not. When Gabriel and I were trapped in that in-between place, that darkness with the voice, he was there as well. Kept the voice at bay. Told it to leave us alone.
All of our stories tell us that the mists arose at Strahd's command. That it is the mists encircling the valley that keeps the souls trapped within it, unable to escape even after death. If there is something in this temple that can change that, that would mean I don't know what that would mean.
I mean, those that are being tortured and trapped and unable to move on as is natural can
They will be
leave.
set free.
But not also free Strahd.
Who cares?
That is true. If we can end him, it will not matter.
So that is why I'm here.
How many places are there that you know of that that were here before Strahd?
Strahd didn't even build Ravenloft. The castle was built before him. A lord whose name I care not remember, but he was a fool. Strahd came with his armies and conquered it. And seeing the views from on top of it, it is said that he then upgraded the keep to what is Ravenloft now.
So he was just a conquering prince. Just a warrior. At that point.
Yes, he was.
But it was here that he turned into what he is now. Here in Barovia.
Yes.
He didn't come from outside with that.
No. When he came here, he was just flesh and blood. Although I was not there, I heard tales of his brother's wedding. And that is apparently the first time his powers were truly seen. Something happened to him in Ravenloft or Barovia. Created what he is now. There was times where he would slumber for generations. He wouldn't come out. There would be no sign of him, just his monsters and minions.
It's interesting to know that there are evils or possibly not evils that pre-exist him, though. I don't know whether to be comforted by that or not.
We know that
So
it was the anger of the Night Mother that laid the curse upon the valley. He is
so it is said.
the embodiment of that. There has always and always will be darkness.
That was the thing that spoke to me and Gabriel when we were in between the realms.
She is not something to cross lightly.
No.
Her anger is legendary. We've tried for centuries to placate her. And, well, you see the mists. You see that which squats in that castle.
He does not
So-
squat though, because Casimir just said he invaded it and took it. So it's not a squatting, it's a conquest, is it not?
Yes, that's true. I mean, for someone that doesn't grasp metaphor, you have an excellent grip on tenancy law. But I was speaking pejoratively. You're right. He does own the castle, and he lives there, and he has dominion over the entire valley and everyone who lives within it until we kill him.
So, you will join me and help me bring back my sister. And if we can do more, we shall.
We will join you, but we don't make any promises to help you bring her back, because we don't know the cost of that yet.
But we will try to find out.
Yes.
Is there anything you can tell us that might prepare us for what we'll find in there?
I'm afraid not. I've heard some of the mountain folk travel there, so we may run into them. I understand that you have fought them before with their druids and crazed barbarians.
Yes.
Yes.
What else we will find, I don't know.
Then we should be on highest alert.
Mm-hmm.
But I shall undo the damage. Strahd has done to me and my family. I will make him regret killing my sister. Jakul, Constance, anyone with insight, can you give me an insight as he says that final sentence?
What did he say? What was the ominous line?
I shall make Strahd regret the damage he has done to me and my family for killing my sister.
21 for me.
16.
12.
I only got a 14 because Johnny rolled it for me.
It's clearly Johnny's fault.
Your hands in your
Johnny's fault.
pockets.
It's not. It's in my flap.
Oh, it's in your flap.
Jakul, there's something he says there that doesn't sit right.
Is it the revenge or is it the sister?
It's hard to tell, but there's something there which is... Like, you've been watching him and you think he's been pretty truthful. On that final sentence, there's something that doesn't sit right with you.
Okay.
You can't put your finger on it.
I feel he's being honest about his sister, though, and that he cares for her and wants to bring her back. That is his,
for sure, 100%.
his main goal. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Perhaps he's not so against Strahd as he sounds. We'll see.
Perhaps it wasn't Strahd who killed her.
Yeah. Well, she was supposed to marry him at some point, I think. From what I remember.
Was she a
But anyway.
bride? Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
No, you're right, Jackal. She was supposed to marry him.
Yeah. They were going to marry, and then he had told us some story about them trying to rescue her and attacking Strahd or something, but I don't know. Maybe that was a lie.
As your mind and you start thinking back to what you've heard and what you remember, you're pretty sure it was the "and Strahd killed my sister" bit. As he said that, you don't think that Strahd did.
Okay. Okay. I'll let him lead us on. Well, when we've been led on, or whatever, if we are proceeding, I will kind of whisper aside to Constance and Elian that it doesn't seem like Strahd is the object of his revenge. I do not believe he is the one who killed his sister.
Perhaps he's angry at himself as much as anyone else.
Or someone else who caused her death. Someone must have.
Can we see what we can get out of him?
He starts walking again.
Okay.
So you can talk and walk if you like.
Yeah.
Do you remember the cards that we were given back at the Stani camp?
Who was it that was the Amber Temple?
That was mine.
Yeah.
What are these cards?
Yeah, you've mentioned them briefly, but going over them again wouldn't...
We sought refuge out of a Stani camp, and we were told to go and visit. I cannot remember the old one's name.
Madam Eva.
Yes, I think it was that. One of their elders. And she sat us down one by one and drew cards, picture cards out of a deck, and placed them in front of us and spoke cryptically of these different places and things.
She said that it would be an assistance against Strahd.
And in the she drew a card with an elemental wizard and spoke of the Amber Temple, that there would be a weapon.
Do you remember what she said?
That there was a weapon of light and vengeance and could be found in a temple guarded by amber giants.
can't be a coincidence.
No.
These things rarely are.
Well,
How many
that's where we're
cards?
going.
How many cards were there?
There was one for each of us, including Gabriel and Hessia.
Were any of the others about the Amber Temple?
This is the only one about the Amber Temple. There was one about the Dragon Knights, though.
That was the one that you drew,
Yes,
wasn't it, Cool?
it was. Can't remember the exact wording.
Is it an ally?
Yeah, an ally in the. I can't remember the exact wording. The purple dragon or something.
Well, if none of the others are about the Amber Temple, then
Yeah, it's not something we
let's-
need to worry about immediately.
But I think once we get down off this mountain, oh look at me! I turned into an optimist all of a sudden. Once we get down off this mountain, maybe we should sit down and have a conversation about all of them and work out what they mean.
Yes, that sounds like a good idea. We just never had the chance to actually plan where we were
We're
going next.
always being chased.
Either chased or making promises or saving people's lives, and there was always something way more pressing than following a vague prediction from a gypsy.
Welcome to
I'm not
Barovia.
gypsy, they're Vistani.
Yes,
Gabriel.
thank you, Gabriel.
Not Gabriel.
Not Gabriel.
Gabriel.
You should probably choose a name at some point, else this will get very confusing.
Yes.
How do you feel about Hunter?
If it makes it easier on you, then Hunter will do.
Easy as any. Hunter it is.
Seems to fit.
Yeah.
As you round a corner in the cliff, you can see in front of you the shelf of rock on which the mountain road clings grows narrow. To the left, the icy cliffs rise sharply towards the dark, rolling clouds. To your right, the ground falls away into the sea of fog. Ahead, though, the wind and snow, you see high walls of black stone, lined with spikes and topped by statues of demonic vultures with horned heads.
This
Set in the centre of the wall is a closed iron portcullis, behind which burns a curtain of green flame. On the other side of the dark wall, gripping the mountain edge, is a guard tower of white stone, topped by golden statues of mighty warriors.
I've never seen anything
So-
like this.
looks welcoming.
You have got a gatehouse, and then some more path, and then you can see the next gatehouse, which is the bridge. At the moment, it's about 200 foot away, something like that.
We should be cautious as we approach. There could be all manner of creatures and plenty of places for them to hide.
Many, many things of an unpleasant variety will have been drawn by this mountain.
Is this still like a sheer mountain? There's no cover or anything. It's just like a path on the side of the mountain.
Yep, and you're down to being side by side now if you want to.
It's times like this that we're going to miss Gabriel the most. His scouting capabilities were incredible.
He could fly.
Yes.
Gabriel could fly.
He had a raven companion named Eric. Through some magic that I don't understand, he could merge their bodies together, become a raven, take to the sky, fly far above everything. He could go where he liked. He could see what he wanted to.
If only we had someone who could do that still.
Is that supposed to be directed at somebody, Jakul?
We have several options here, I believe. Scouting is probably an important one.
Casimir, we should stick together here.
I agree. If one gets caught out, then that one will die. And I'd rather it not be me.
Yeah.
Sorry, did you say the gate was shut?
It is indeed shut. Portcullis is down, and behind it you can see this constant green wall of flame.
Yeah.
I've not seen fire like that before.
No.
Magical fire.
Well, unless...
I've only ever seen fire like that when it catches on ground that has copper in it.
Do you approach?
Reluctantly.
Cautiously.
Wait a moment.
Stealth.
Can I... This will take a minute, but I can use my primeval awareness, which is basically spend a spell slot, sense whether there are any aberrations, celestials, dragons, elemental, fae, fiends, or undead within a mile.
Excellent.
Ooh.
No more
hit me with
dragons,
it.
please.
Takes a minute.
Do I have to tell you how many, or just yes or no?
Hang on. This feature doesn't reveal the creature's location or number. It's a yes or a no.
There are demons within a mile of you.
Demons.
Excellent.
Oh.
What were the other options?
Hang on.
Dragons was one of them, so that's
Are there
good.
dragons?
I've lost it. Hang on. Primeval awareness. As an action, you expend one ranger slot to sense whether any aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead are present within a mile.
The demons,
Okay,
fiends,
no,
or undead.
Hey.
They're demons.
Demons.
They're their own
No, okay.
thing.
Oh, right. Okay.
I
You
thought
didn't
they
have to
were.
tell me that, but you
They're
have.
classed as fiends, aren't they?
I thought they were separate. I thought there was a demon, and I thought there was a fiend as well. And I thought they didn't like each other.
Isn't that demons and devils?
Oh, no, yes it is. No, they're fiends then.
So, yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right. It is demons and devils. Thank you. Well done. For getting the rules correct, Constance, you can have a point of inspiration.
No, lost. Oh, no.
Frozen. You froze.
You went, Constance, you...
You can have a point of inspiration.
You got an inspiration point.
For being excited that there's fiends.
No, because you were correct.
You were correct.
You knew the rules.
Okay.
Elian remembered nothing.
But also, Elian was right as well. Have a point of inspiration.
It's okay.
you
I've
two.
been sitting on a point of inspiration. I completely forgot I had it, and then I died, and I still have it. Yay!
Did I get the thing last time? The in the
You
chat.
You got the plus and I got the minus.
Okay, that's a reroll, isn't it?
Yeah.
You got two.
Okay.
How high is the wall, Adam? And how climbable does it look?
Not particularly.
Give that a go.
30 foot to the top of the gatehouse, and then the walls are 20 foot in between. So 20 foot up, and the gatehouse is a 30 foot, and then on the gatehouse are these demonic statues.
And you sense demons, did you say?
Yes,
Good Ranger?
there are demons. Well,
Demons.
there are demons within a mile of us, so unless we are being followed by them, which seems unlikely, they are in
Ahead.
there.
Casimir, how far do you think, as the raven flies, it is to the actual Amber Temple from here?
Sorry, excuse my belly. Maybe 4 hours once we get across the river. I'm guessing
More than a mile.
just from more than a mile.
Okay.
I have Hunter's Bane. So you have advantages on survival checks to track Fae, Fiends, or Undead, as well as on intelligent ability checks to recall information about them. I want to look at this portcullis and see if there is anything demony about it, well, fiendish about it.
The gate?
Or the whole thing.
Or the flame?
Yeah, flame.
How close are you getting? So how close do you guys approach? Casimir is... If we are going to get there before nightfall, we really need to push on now.
There is also a wall of fire in front of us, Casimir.
And a gate.
And a gate.
I don't suppose you have any ideas about what this is and how to get past it?
No.
Well, the gates in the valley are huge and imposing and swing open when you approach them.
Yes, this one is also on fire, so I don't think it quite...
And also unguarded.
You've got the gate, and then behind the gate is a wall of fire. So you can lift or move the gate or climb up the gate, whatever you want to do, and the wall of fire is behind it, not through it.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, we'll gain nothing by just standing around. Anyone have any ideas?
We could...
Are we going forward to check out?
What in the world is that?
Grim psychometry.
I'm going to use my grim psychometry.
Psychometry.
Psycho.
What does it do?
It allows me to...
oh, that's the focus ability, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you find out the spooky history of things.
Yeah.
Okay.
12 or 20.
Leah just had a good idea. Go home and go to bed.
Go home and go to bed. That is a fantastic idea.
Yes. That is what we would love to do.
How long does it take you to do that? A minute or so, I'm guessing?
So when
As
you make
you
an history check to recall information about a darker plus surrounding an object you were touching or location you're present in, you have advantage on the roll.
Okay. So, depends what you want to touch. Do you want to touch the wall, the gate, or the mountain?
I am going to basically try and get the feel of the area. So basically the road going through the gate and through the fire, basically.
We were awful, really, aren't we, Adam? I'm really sorry. Like, you give us 3 options. Like, is it A, B, or C?
I don't want to touch it.
Option number 4.
I want to be like...
It is everything.
Because I'm in the location I'm present in. So I'm in the present of, like, the opening, aren't I? Heading towards...
It's the road. So it'll be the road that you touch. As you reach down and touch the road, and you focus in on your history. And what did you get, a 20? You see knights walking this path on horseback. Just 2, their banners up, and the little sort of triangle side banner just coming off, fluttering in the wind. For a second you can feel the coolness against you, but it's nowhere near as cold as it is now. You can feel that kind of good-humoured between these two brothers in arms who know each other well. And without a call, without a cry, you feel yourself falling down the mountain into darkness. As you actually come off it, you hear a shout from the top. It's the other knight, but there's nothing he can do. As you're in full free fall now, tumbling as you're bouncing off rocks. And then everything goes dark.
Did you get anything helpful?
No, just someone dying off this road by falling.
So we don't fall then.
Look into the mists.
Did anything push them?
No, not that I can feel.
Mm-hmm. There was a push. There was something rammed into you from out of nowhere. It wasn't in front of you, it wasn't behind you.
Someone pushed it. He was just talking. They were just talking, and then there was a push.
Oh.
We
I
have
think
to.
we have to approach this thing if we want to find out more about it.
And we approach it cautiously then.
Yes.
How big is the portcullis? How liftable does it look?
20 foot. Oh no, probably 15 foot of portcullis. So it looks heavy. You're gonna have to
I
have
could
some
climb
suns
it.
out, guns out. Yeah.
I could climb the gatehouse.
Let us get closer and check it out first before we jump onto it.
As you approach, you can see the 2 statues of these. 1 second. Close that. Constance, give anyone with religion. Give me a religion, please.
It always goes well.
Yeah. 13.
That is a crit fail.
Oh no!
20.
Hey.
I'm not good.
Everything's
14.
easy tonight.
We... I've got better religion than you.
16.
Almost everyone has better religion than me, Johnny.
It's an int-based one. It's not exactly.
God of Hammers.
Yeah.
God of perfectly balanced hammers.
That's Elian then with 20 is the best.
Bardic
You
knowings.
can see the 2 as you get closer. So what was the roll?
20.
I've not rolled.
16.
20.
Do you need
Awesome.
training in it or? Yeah.
Probably.
In that case, ignore me. I'm not trained. I just.
Okay. You can see the 2 demonic statues on top at either side. The stonework is exquisite. They stand approximately 8 foot tall with large wings, sort of out and round, not fully sort of stretched out. Large talon hands and a sort of almost like a vulture-like face as they stand one on either side looking your direction.
Are they on top of it or like on the ground next to the gate?
On top, on the 2 towers either side of the gatehouse.
Okay, how high up are they approximately?
30 foot up.
Okay. They're not moving though.
No,
Okay.
they look to be made of stone.
Yes, sure they are.
This is Barovia.
I guess we keep getting closer and.
We have stones.
Yeah.
You have stones
You get
that
to
aren't
the gatehouse.
possessed.
Well,
Yeah.
You get to the gatehouse. You can feel a supernatural heat emanating from that green wall of flame.
Well, at least we're warmer now.
Well.
Constance, as you look at the gatehouse, you're remembered of a time of holding it open. A different gatehouse, while Hessia tried to help you. Sorry,
Oh god.
help
Another
you.
portcullis.
I'm helping.
I just sort of like without thinking, just sort of roll my shoulder where it still kind of aches, where it's probably always going to ache.
Are you all right, Constance?
Remember her fondly.
Yeah, no, I'm fine. Just if there's something we can prop that portcullis up with, can we use something inanimate and not just me?
Why would we use you to prop up a portcullis?
Just just thinking about every angle.
Yeah, there's a bit of a history there. Sorry, Elian.
Okay. Are there any kind of rocks around?
Yeah, you could try and lift it up a bit and then sort of roll underneath it.
What is
How
our plan here?
Climbable? Could we just climb
Can
it?
we could we investigate the space? Like, there's no way round. I assume there's like a cliff face on one side and a drop off on the other.
So So let me explain it. Now you're a bit closer. To the left, you've got just the mountain going up at quite a steep angle. You've then got the main path, which is opened up a little bit, and then a very steep going down. There's 2 smaller towers, and then set just back on the road is a larger tower. The 2 demonic statues are either side of the gatehouse, and then the larger tower has got the 4 golden statues of the soldiers or knights, whatever you want to call them.
Okay. And the large and small tower either side of the gatehouse itself.
And then 2, so you've kind of got the gatehouse, and then 2, almost like part of it is 2 bits that are slightly taller, and that's on top of that is what the 2 statues are perched of these demonic statues.
And those 2 statues are slightly further back from the portcullis.
Yeah, or kind of like either side of it and a little bit back. So if you imagine you've got the wall, the gatehouse, and then a bit of wall either side, and then on top of it you've got 2 bits which come a little bit higher, and that's what the 2 statues are on.
Right. Is there any kind of markings or anything like that? Like a kind of indication of how to, like a bell maybe, or like some way of getting attention or opening of the gate?
A very large gate and a wall.
So it's got no no indication there'd be a mechanism that you could turn.
Not from here, not that you can see.
Hunter, if you want to try climbing, then I imagine Bronwyn and I could cover you.
I'll give it a go.
And are we wanting to separate?
Well, if he takes a rope and lets it down when he reaches the top, we can all go together.
Okay, sounds reasonable enough.
Or maybe the mechanism for the portcullis is inside the house.
If it's not immediately apparent, just let down the rope. We should move as a group.
Fine.
As you step forwards towards the metal gate, and as you place one hand on it, you hear a as it starts to raise by itself very, very slowly.
See, what did I tell you? It's just like the big gates.
Of screeching, creaking metal as the gatehouse starts to pull itself open slowly.
I take it back. The big gates are soundless.
Yes, and there's also other people pulling the gates open, Elian.
What? When?
The gates will always have someone operating them. This one seems to have no one.
Not the big gates further down the valley. They just swing.
Yes, the big one as we came into the early stages of
Anyway.
Barovia.
Perhaps we should proceed with caution, just in case.
Yes.
Well, there's also a wall of fire in front of us.
Yeah.
And demons somewhere nearby.
Let's just wait for the gate to rise fully, shall we?
Yep. Takes about 30 seconds, but it gets to the top.
Okay. And then everything stops, nothing else is happening. The fire's still there.
Hey, Constance.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just roll this boulder
Yes.
under.
Yeah, I'll give you a hand there.
Okay, I'll get out the way.
Yeah. Yeah. Strong boys.
Team muscle
yeah.
come in. You find a reasonably large size boulder and push it
Just
under.
be like, go on, push.
Brilliant.
Yay.
Bardic inspiration. There we go.
I'm not putting that much effort
Lowercase b,
in.
lowercase I.
Yeah. Bardic mild encouragement.
You can't see through the wall of flame. This strange greenness to it, which Red said earlier, similar to when copper is on fire.
Does anyone want to try anything magical on that?
Is there anything to the left and right, or is it just we're like in a stone tunnel at this point?
So it burns across the back side of the gatehouse. So you can't. So if you imagine the gatehouse is maybe 10 foot, you can't get out the far side of it because the wall of fire covers it.
And then, like, stairways up or anything like that?
Nope, just stone.
Has anyone got a stick? We could poke it with a stick.
I'll just grab a rock and throw a rock at the fire. Try and see if it goes through.
Goes through.
Does it burn?
Can't see. It's a rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It goes outside pretty
Okay.
fast.
Does anyone have a stick? We could poke it with a stick.
yeah.
It's gotta be
I pull a
stick
torch out of
somewhere.
my pack.
Oh, that'll do.
My
Thank
torch
you.
on the fire, just see if it lights the torch.
Yeah, moving your hand close to the fire is hot. Not a, ooh, this is nice to be near this fire. It's that kind of heat of I am far too close to a very hot fire and staring at it kind of heat on your hand.
Does the
It
torch
is,
light?
I am in a forge. Oh, for sure. Yeah, definitely.
I just
No,
don't
it
have
would have
it,
been
so-
great here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Actual fire.
Is the torch still green, or does it turn?
I
to-
then pull my trousers down and pee on it.
When I said, does anyone have a stick?
Yeah, you hear the sizzle as it hits the wall of fire.
So just to
for a second,
check, it was uncomfortably hot on your hand,
Think
and
your
your reaction
trousers
was to pull your trousers down.
It's the only water that I want to waste right now. Also, we've had a very long walk and none of us have stopped long enough to have a pee.
For anyone who is next to Hunter, it is very cold on this mountain. In his defense.
Is the torch still green? Like the fire on the torch?
It was at first it was green.
Yeah.
And then after maybe 30 seconds, it goes back to being normal.
Is there
Red.
a source of the fire? Like, is there something it's coming out of or from? It's just literally there.
Not that you can see. Yup.
Cool.
Did my pee get absolutely evaporated as soon as it hit the fire?
I'm so glad you did that.
Anyone with knowledge arcane now that you have messed around with it for a while?
Not
I'll let you do
I'm
it.
gonna have a go.
not trained.
Is it spellcraft?
Arcana.
Arcana.
Knowledge arcane?
Arcana.
Nope.
Arcana.
Oh, good heavens.
None of us are trained in it.
Nah.
Our
I am-
bard.
+1.
I also just
Roll it.
rolled like piss. In fact,
Hey,
Oh,
Brian.
no,
Bronwyn.
there's
Constance, gonna give it a go.
Yeah, go on.
No,
Bronwyn's
Constance.
got 17.
Hey,
Constance
Constance.
trained.
Constance just looked at it and gone, that's magical fire.
Are you?
uh,
Do you have to be trained in it to use it, or you just can use it?
you can use it, but if you're trained, you'll get more for sure. Constance, this is definitely a magic effect. And your knowledge is that there are certain spells and abilities that can either disrupt or dampen magic effects.
Okay.
Whether you've got any of them with you, I don't know.
Okay. Okay.
But also, the stone did go through the wall. All of you saw.
Yep.
I mean, it's not that deep. The wall. You could probably charge through it.
There are other boulders around that we could maybe roll and kind of block the fire from rising.
worth a shot.
Yeah. Like we can kind of
Constance?
roll it into the fire. Well, I'll help Constance if she's up for it.
I'll make sure I'm not in the way.
As you, yeah, YOLO. You've been spending about a minute. You hear as you're in this sort of middle ground. Who has gone underneath the gate?
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
I would be with.
Well, I
using the
have, because
boulder
I've
in
gone
there.
for a pee on the fire.
I think we're all staring and looking at this fire.
Yes.
You can hear from behind you gears starting to turn and a high whine as the gate starts to slowly close.
I think we should back out of here. Back out of here.
Well, where else are we going to go?
We need to go.
Climb this place. If we're not going to jump through this fire.
No, I mean,
Back out of the gate, so we're not trapped between a fence and fire.
Let's close in.
I'm going to step back and pack behind the gate.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same.
Yeah, Red will step back.
Unless you can think of a way to stop this fire immediately. I don't want to be stuck
I mean,
here.
I could try dispelling it.
Go ahead.
I'm staying. I'm sticking on this side.
I will try casting Dispel Magic on the fire.
Okay.
There's no other way forward.
Can you give me a...
You could climb this thing. That was our original plan.
You can climb it from either side.
You've got to overcome its defense. So it is your bonuses to do that, please, Elian.
Is it a spell attack or is it
It's
modifier?
a charisma check for me.
Yeah.
10 plus the spell's level.
Brilliant.
All right, let's give that one a shot. How do I make this?
Does it take in your proficiency bonus as well or no?
I don't think so. Do you get proficiency bonuses on ability checks?
What spell is it? Dispel.
Dispel Magic.
Yeah. You should do, I think. Because it's 8 plus your proficiency plus your modifier is what I thought it was.
Well, let's try casting Dispel Magic and see what it does.
Actually, that's a good point.
Did that pop up? No. It helpfully gave us the rules. Thank you very much. Okay, let's try this.
You might just
No,
use
it's
it
not.
as
It's
like
not
a spell
rolling.
attack.
Fine. Give me a sec.
Just do a d20 if you can.
So charisma
just do like a
bonus
skill
plus proficiency. Yeah.
Yeah.
Proficiency is 4 at this point. Yeah, and my charisma.
What level are you casting it
8.
first?
3.
Because if you cast it at a higher level than anything higher, so basically, if you're anything,
Yes, that would be wonderful, but I do not have that option.
okay.
It's 3 the highest you can
Yeah.
go.
So it's
Okay.
D8 plus my proficiency of 4 plus my charisma mod of 4, so D8, D20 plus 8. Good work, dice. Is it a level 1 magic effect? As if it is, I dispel it.
As you focus, it flickers for a second.
Hang on, can I blow my inspiration into that, please?
Ooh.
Yeah, why not? Go for it. You see it flickering
I'll just
as you dig deep.
grit my teeth. That's better. 25.
And as you dig deep and force your will and your charisma upon it, the flames die down to the floor, but you can see them shimmering underneath still.
Probably can't
What
do that again. Let's move.
Quick,
Going straight
yeah,
over while I
sprint
can.
forward.
Dash. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sprinting under there and go.
I think Constance will
What order are you going in?
I was straight over
You can
as
go-
soon as
just-
I went down.
However
think
order we're in, I guess
I think Elian's first, then
Me.
Bronwyn, then
Constance.
probably Constance.
I was at the back
then-
because I was the first to back away, I think.
Yeah,
so-
then Red, then Hunter, then Jakul.
And I guess Casimir, whatever he was, would have.
Casimir will
Yeah,
do what
he
Casimir will
runs
do.
through.
Casimir will probably just show up on the other side being like, why did that take you so long?
Yeah. I just jumped over it. It's only 30 foot. Come on.
Have you not seen my plot armor and how thick it is?
Such a prick. Hate that guy. Gonna push him off a mountain.
That was
You make it to the other side. Within 30 seconds, the flames erupt up again, Elian.
Okay.
You do not dispel it for long. That is a serious magical effect there. That took a lot of focus and a lot of control to push that down.
That was hard.
Oh, well, very well done. That was
Thank you, Elian.
yes. That could have probably gone a lot worse. I look back to the towers where the statues are on. No reactions.
No reaction from behind you.
No movement.
So you now have to your immediate right a tower which looks to have the ground floor, a middle floor, and the top floor. And the top floor is where you can see the 4 golden figures. From here, you can see them a bit better. They're in this. 1 second. They look about 10 foot tall, gold-plated statues stand atop of the battlements They're all facing different directions. You can see the one facing towards you. It's a female human knight holding a lance. Looks like it may have had a banner on it at some point. There's snow on the top of the battlements here, and slow snowdrift coming down the mountain to the left. As you look straight ahead, the mountain pass winds around again, and in the distance you can see the bridge going across the gorge. There's a large archway, and again there's something on top of it, but you can't really see from this range what it is. The tower near you has got a large, heavy wooden door, which is currently shut.
I'll ask Casimir, is this the only way back? Or is there another way up to this place?
As far as I'm aware, this is the only way.
Is it worth us investigating this place before we proceed to make sure that we have a way to return?
Perhaps. Maybe. I know it is cold here, but if we could find somewhere to hunker down, maybe we could make fires and rest here for the night.
Well, we have... There's a tower just there.
Yep.
And sure, it has some very suspicious statues, but I don't know about you, but I would rather they happen on our terms than at some indescribable point in a
Maybe
bit.
we should investigate.
I think we should
Carefully.
investigate this place. If we need to retreat at any point, or if our path further ahead is barred, it would be good to have somewhere we can retreat to.
Yes.
Know that your back is safe.
Yeah.
Sensible.
Very well. You approach the door of the tower.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Check for traps or something, maybe.
Who's going first?
What?
You're all on edge and actively looking out. I'll get you to do a perception check if I need.
Yeah.
Okay.
At the moment, you're
Bronwyn
okay.
and Hunter, do you want to be our point scouts?
I think
Red-
Casimir should be a point.
Red is going to use survival to check for any traps or triggers.
Yep.
Uh,
Give me a survival roll, please.
Bronwyn, perhaps you should
damn
also
that.
help.
Wait, there we go. 15.
Nice. You don't think anyone has been this way for a long time? At least a month, maybe 2. Looking at this snow, yes, it is moving slightly, and there is fresher snow and old snow. But in areas where you think you would see footprints or tracks or underneath the snow, it's not disrupted, it's not moved. It doesn't look like anyone has been here for at least, you think, 2 months. Maybe a month, maybe 2 months.
There's nothing obvious I can see. This place has not been disturbed for a few months, at least.
Is that as far back as you can get a clear picture for, or was there something here a couple of months ago?
Yeah, that's as far back as you can go on this terrain.
Okay, that's actually sort of reassuring.
Yes.
Let's not be complacent.
Yeah. Whatever magic is holding this up, that means that magic has been going on for that long at least.
I'm sorry if I have somehow given you the impression that I'm being complacent. I assure you nothing is further from the truth.
Yes.
Are we going into this tower? Is that...
Yeah, Red is going to tentatively...
Wait.
Huh?
grab
Brumman
a
will
drink.
get an arrow ready and aim it at the door. And be like, now, you can...
Yeah.
Who's going to open the door?
Red was already checking for traps, so she's going to very tentatively, with spear in hand...
Have we learned an essential thing?
You try...
Facing the door.
You try and turn the handle. As you try to push the door, there's no giving it at all. It's a heavy, solid wooden door with metal studs in
Is
it
it
to reinforce
locked?
it. Completely locked.
Is there no other way in?
Are there windows?
Not that you can see. The windows are more like arrow slits rather than windows from here.
Interesting.
You could attempt to climb it.
Does anybody have any? I do not know the word for them. The way to unlock doors.
There were some people who did
Lockpicks.
that. And they weren't
I
possessed
have
and
these
flying
tools.
around Barovia.
I have these tools.
Would you be able to try the door?
I was never very good with them, but I'll give it a go.
Elian, Bronwyn, do you have experience?
No, Elian is just looking at Constance like this frog just hopped up and went, I've got wings.
It's been a little while. It's my proficiency, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice. Yeah, give me a roll then,
How
Constance.
do I do it? How do I do it?
It's just a proficiency roll.
So it's a
I believe.
D20.
Okay.
Roll D20.
So it doesn't go off a skill, I don't think. It's
Plus.
just a proficiency bonus.
You're 4.
Okay.
But I think you get, yeah. Oh,
Hands cold and trembling slightly, you approach the lock.
12.
Nope. The lock seems frozen, stolid inside. You don't break the pick, and you don't want to push it too hard. The coldness here has made them quite brittle.
is it a tower that's got a pointed top or a flat top?
Flat top. Battlement top.
How high?
20, 40, about 50 foot.
Go climb it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. That's well, actually, are there any windows big enough to get in on any of the intermediate floors?
No, it's quite a defensive tower.
Okay.
Do
Um,
we think there's a way in from the roof, or are you just going to sit on the roof?
well,
The
Hunter, do you have a rope?
door...
Yes.
AKA
I like
easy
that
way
name.
down. So Elian will
give me-
get his bow out and take a few steps back, so he's got quite a good angle at the roof, and just kind of knock an arrow ready to
Yeah, get combat ready.
cover Hunter if anything shows up.
Yeah.
Get combat ready.
Remember, you're a level 1 exhaustion, so that's disadvantage on ability checks.
What? Oh, do I?
Yeah, because you felt.
Yeah, because it was cold.
Ah.
Because you're a chilly boy.
How climbable does this thing look?
It's a tower. It's an old tower, but it's cold and snowy. It's climbable, but your hands will be cold climbing it, and there is a wind coming,
No, I'm not
blowing
letting
down the
Hunter
mountain.
go.
And it's got snow
I'm
on
going
it
up
as
with
well,
Hunter.
doesn't it?
I'm going to climb too.
Oh gosh, I will position myself to try and catch someone if they fall.
I'll do the same for the other.
Athletic, is it?
Okay.
Right back.
Red is going to watch them as they climb and see if she can spot any any places to avoid, like any footholds that look loose.
Okay, cool. Can you both give me a athletics, I guess, for climbing?
Yeah.
14. Oh, hang on, no, I've got
Is that with disadvantage?
disadvantage.
13.
13.
Nice. Yeah.
I've got
You both make it about...
40 foot worth of climbing.
Same.
Oh, nice. Oh, you're both dickheads.
I climb as fast as I walk.
Nice.
How did they do
Like,
that?
you see these two, like, spiders, like, absolute like, ridiculously quick. Like, they just kind of have a little flex, crack some knuckles, and then just go for it.
If this was like
They
a
don't
film,
make it
this would be like the
halfway.
montage where it's like, and here are the new members of the team.
Okay, 1 second. You get to the top, and 1 second. T6.
Team next.
You can see the 4 statues on here. There's a slight snow. as a cold wind is coming down off the mountain, as it stirs the snow. And you can see there's human skeletons up here. They're clad in rusty chainmail. 4 of them.
They got cloaks.
Yeah, but it's long, tattered. Between all of them, you could probably make something, but it wouldn't be great. You'd probably need someone who could sew red to help.
Have a load. I'll grab all the cloaks and stuff and bang them on a bow. And look for a hatch, because there's got to be a hatch if there's bodies up there.
Yep, there is indeed.
Wait. Can you see any kind of livery on the statues? Anything that would indicate the rough historical period?
Can I investigate the statues? I'll have a look. Would that be...
I don't want to touch them, just in case I have a vision.
History?
Just use your eyes. Touch them with your eyes.
I'm looking.
Don't touch them with your eyes.
I mean, not literally. Sorry, forgot you had an issue with, metaphors.
No, you can't see any. They are all ladies in full plate.
Oof.
All 4 of
No
them.
identifying features. Or...
10
That
foot
makes me
tall,
happy.
and they look fierce.
Oh, fierce.
What else do these bodies have on them?
fierce. Rusty armor, rusty weapons, ruined sheaths, longbows and arrows, and rusted blades.
The arrows.
Any insignias or anything?
Not that you can see, no.
Okay. Should we throw a rope down, or should we just climb down and see if we can open the door?
Throw a rope. Let them make their own mind up.
More climbing, please.
I
More
don't want to
climbing.
climb anymore. No thanks.
So this rope comes slithering down. Elian looks at it, exchanges a glance with Jakul, and then goes, "Does the door open from the inside?"
They're going to look, but just in case, it seemed prudent to put a rope out.
Is it tied securely up there?
No, clearly
I will
not.
tie it.
Thank you. A loose rope is not very useful.
It's just a piece of rope I just left loose at the top.
They just wanted to show us the rope. We have a rope,
This
by
could
the
have
way.
worked. Yes, you could have done this.
They were like, "I'm bored of carrying this rope around." Fling.
Casimir gone, okay? I have brains now.
So you're opening the trapdoor?
Yes.
Facing it.
Facing it and
carefully.
Yeah.
Investigate.
In the trapdoor.
Investigate the trapdoor.
And we go flying off the top of the tower and we regen our characters.
And we have another dragon on the top of the mountain.
This time it's a red
can-
dragon.
Ooh, you're not cold anymore, are you?
It takes some force. The hinges have long rusted, and there's a little light snow on top of it, but you manage to pull it open. As you look down into sort of the mid-floor, the ceiling to the floor in the room you're going down to is high, maybe 20 foot. You can see in the corner a hearth, and above it is a stone direwolf's head carved into the side. And you can hear the wind from above echoing down a small chimney coming into this room. It is very chilly in here at the moment.
Any sign of movement? Or anything moving in there? Yep.
It seems very empty. Rotten wood. It looks like no one's been alive in here in a long time.
Good life in here.
From here, there is actually a spiral staircase going down to the ground floor.
Head down there.
Head down. I've got
You make
an
your way
arrow
down the
ready
stairs.
the whole time.
As you do, you can hear the wind howling down the chimney behind you. The cold, like fridge freezer style to your bones, constant cold being inside here hits you as you make your way further down the steps. You can see the door and the frame, and behind 3 separate windows which are looking out over the cliff. But all you can see is a sea of greys swirling in the mist. The door itself stands locked, but you can see on the side a very large iron key. There's remains of a table in here. Some chairs, other knickknacks and bits and bobs. But it looks long deserted.
Do you want to get the door while I make a fire? And I just turn and break one of the chairs.
Yeah, I'll take up the key.
The wood is almost disintegrating under your hands. It's old. Yeah, you grab the key.
Open up the door.
Unlock the door?
Yep.
Yeah. It takes like a serious... The lock was reasonably well frozen, but with the solid key you managed to unlock it. Those outside, the door is unlocked for you.
Yeah.
Hey.
I will take a torch out of my pack and just light it off the gatehouse wall of flame and bring it inside to make a fire with. And then hand the torch to Hunter. So you can light the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there is a hearth on this floor, the middle floor as well.
What was on the middle floor?
That was the room we came down into.
Oh, was that the...
Yeah.
The direwolf head.
The one with the ladder coming down from the top, and then the wolf head, stone wolf head built into the side.
Which room do we think will be warmer?
Heat rises.
If we are attacked, it's better to be higher.
True.
You can just
Gonna
lock
head
the door
upstairs.
behind us as well.
She'll pass you, call the key, and head upstairs.
Okay.
Someone may want to grab the rope and bring it up as well.
Yeah.
What's
I'll go and get the rope.
What's the time? Is this a time, like, is it evening? Or
About 5 o'clock. Something like that.
I'll say to Casimir, do you think it's worth us resting the night here? It's a long way to go still, I assume.
It may well be.
You said earlier you thought maybe 4 hours?
From the maps I've seen and from the tales I've heard. It's been generations since I've heard anyone taking this road.
So, for a reason.
Yours, of course, not mine.
Yes. If we press on, we'll arrive at the Amber Temple. If the stories and maps that are accurate, after dark, and that sounds like a terrible idea.
And that's even if we don't meet any resistance along the way.
We have an inside space. We have a fire. Let's stay here the night and start off fresh. First light tomorrow.
Seems like a good plan.
Is there any like trees or anything on this mountain, or is it just rock?
There are indeed. You can see over near the bridge, just to the side of it, 2 trees.
Go take them down.
Very close to the bridge. You would have to approach the bridge to get them.
Is there
out of these tables and chairs, do we, to make the fire last long enough?
No, it won't last all night.
We're going to need to go grab
You wouldn't
wood.
want to be in here. Yeah. You wouldn't want to be in here without a fire, for sure.
Oh, okay. Well,
we have some time. We may as well scout ahead to the bridge and get ourselves some wood.
Yeah, I agree.
We should travel as a group, I would suggest.
Fine.
Why not start the fire now then? And they will hand the torch back to Elian.
Well, we could shut the door behind us, go up to the bridge, collect the firewood, come back. Warm room.
Fair enough. Throw some what wood we have of the chairs and things.
Yeah, we don't have to put all the wood we have here on the fire right now.
Which floor are you starting the fire on? So you got the ground floor, the middle floor.
I think middle makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it's kind of the most insulated.
Yeah. You go to the middle floor, pile in what wood you've got, and get the fire going without too much trouble.
I eyeball the direwolf head.
Yeah. Large, well-carved direwolf head, which has then been put on the wall as if a plaque.
Okay, let's all head out towards the bridge.
Its snarling mouth sort of facing into the room.
If it turns out there is a direwolf body the other side of that wall made out of stone, I'm going to be very unhappy.
I think we would have noticed it.
Sticking up in midair.
Well, hopefully, but you never know.
Casimir says he'll wait here and tend to the fire.
And keep an eye on the direwolf.
Yes.
He looks
Of course.
shifty.
And the statues and the supposed demons that are 1 mile away from us.
Within a mile.
You make your way along the road, coming out and travelling north towards the bridge. You can see the snowy pass where it comes to the gorge, spanned by a stone bridge. At the end of the bridge is a 30-foot tall, 30-foot wide stone arch. Atop each one of the 2 statues, an armoured knight on horseback with lances, charging towards one another. As the wind bites deep into you here, coming down the gorge itself and around, and howls like wolves as it passes underneath the bridge.
That's really pretty, but it's also very cold.
Yes.
Yeah, should get the
Some
wood
of us
plank
don't.
You can
plate.
see, as you approach, you can see the 2 trees just to the left. They'll definitely keep you going. There's quite a good amount of wood there.
Okay.
As you look, can everyone give me a perception? Please.
I'm just getting 16s.
14.
16.
11. 16's the best. Ron win.
16.
Everything's a 16.
Gabriel, fake Gabriel, 16 as well.
Is it hearing or
So-
smell?
Hunter.
Sight. As you look out across the bridge, the low walls that enclose the stone bridge have fallen away in a couple of places to the sides, but the bridge appears intact. As you look on it, both of you, you can feel the hairs on the back of your neck go up, even in this cold weather.
Not Gennaro.
There's a rider on the bridge. A black charcoal horse stands in the middle of the bridge facing you. The rider sits tall, stares towards you. His cloak seems to be flapping and moving in an unnatural way for the wind here. It's not correct at all. Black with a blood red line into it. As you stare at him for a second, it's hard to see. Some of the snow comes down and the wind rips through the valley. His hair immaculate and back, black lacquered to him, slight point to his sideburns as his piercing eyes stare towards you. And that's where we'll leave it for tonight.
Such a drama queen.
All we wanted was firewood.
Who could have predicted?
I love how Strahd just has to find like the exact correct like positioning to be in as well. He's like, right, I need to make sure I'm here with the horse with the wind, so my cape flaps.
He's been there for like 4 hours going, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Work out
Yeah.
He probably saw us go into the guard towers. Oh no, come this way.
Yeah, he's got an entire room in his castle devoted to just like a home-drawn like art of himself, like in various positions.
He does his own fan art. In crayon.
He is such an anime villain.
Yeah.
I play him as an anime villain. Let's not get confused.
So maybe Strahd isn't the anime villain, Adam.
Mm.
Good game, gang.
Yeah.
Good game.
Fun.
Leopoo, cheers for joining us. You've been really active in chat. Choose someone who can have a positive or negative for next game. When are we thinking of playing next?
Thursday.
Next Thursday works for us.
Next Thursday, I think.
Yep.
I might be slightly busier because we're now moving on to online learning.
Okay.
So I might be slightly busier, but it shouldn't take me past like sort of 6 o'clock. Hopefully.
You need to sweet talk your school into buying you a really. Oh,
Thanks, Leopoo.
that's for Elian. Sweet talk your school into buying you like a really nice mic and webcam.
No, they wouldn't.
My kids need to see me.
You're a drama teacher, so I think you could need it.
Yeah.
On the like drama.
I'm also leaving in August, so
Leaving present.
Just bring out
True,
it's
true.
for the kids line.
It's for the kids.
It's for the
yeah,
kids.
it's for the kids.
That doesn't work at a lot of schools.
I need
actually.
a state-of-the-art webcam and microphone set up.
You all want to be as HD as Adam.
Yes, I want to be as crisp as Adam is.
Even though that does have drawbacks sometimes.
What are you talking about?
Oh no.
I'm going to see if I can find someone to sponsor us with some kick-ass mics.
Ooh.
I was looking at possible options of how to do it because you guys have got a Yeti, haven't you?
Yeah, Yeti Nano. Ooh, Yeti Nano.
Oh, nice.
Cute.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
that thing's cool.
We just need to get
They're quite expensive.
the webcam, because currently we've got 3 screens. We've got our mini Mac that's running 2 screens, and then our laptop, our Mac Air that's doing our webcam for.
Okay.
Cool. Lost it
right.
now.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice for everyone to have modern webcams, but the cost of them at the moment is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Looking at the Razer one,
From the
that has its own
people-
ring light.
Yeah, that one is cool. But it's got mixed reviews.
It's better than the
not
Logitech
like-
ones, apparently. It's cleaner.
Oh, is
Yeah,
it?
because it has its own light, basically, so it makes everything with a bit more depth.
Yeah. So we'll. Yeah. What people said to me was the key is good quality sound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people just have it on the podcast or listen to us on a phone or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's nice to have a bit of visuals so you can see my stupid faces.
Yeah. I think we've got a
Um,
decent sound setup now. Which
Yeah.
I'm liking the new
Yeah,
layout.
it's definitely better than it was.
It's
Yeah, they do
lovely.
nice,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is Hunter going to go on the
Um,
on the top of our screen, or like are we going
Yeah,
Hunter
probably.
and Constance together? Because Hunter and Constance are very long words.
I'll probably put Hunter at the top and then Constance at the bottom and
Yeah.
then offset them ever so slightly.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That's cool.
Yeah, that should be enough for it, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you for watching, everyone who came and joined us.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, lovely viewers.
Lovely,
you.
Thank you for giving me a
we'll see you
positive
next
Leopoo.
Thursday.
See you next Thursday.
That was rubbish.
Yeah.